My 2016 Tacoma has been heavily featured on my YouTube channel over the last few years. If you guys have been with me for a while, you've seen some of the changes that I've made to the truck, including a lift kit with a larger set of tires. Then I replaced that lift kit with a larger lift kit. We did larger wheels and larger tires again. Number of lighting modifications. We've got the faux TRD Pro grille on the front. We've got a hidden winch behind the bumper, a number of other small modifications, and I had another large modification planned. It's actually sitting in my garage right now in that large cardboard box. Let you guys go ahead and take your guess on what it could be. Got a survey in the upper right-hand corner. Option A, a hybrid conversion to the Tacoma. Option B, plastic balls to turn my truck bed into a ball pit. We've got option C, which is a cab-mounted gun turret. And then we've got option D, which would be a Tacoma-specific wingsuit for base jumping. Now, what's in this box is pretty cool, but maybe not quite as cool as those 4 options that I just gave you. I probably got your hopes up just a tad. If you guys are familiar with the Tacoma, it's available in 6 different trim package configurations. So they've got the base SR model, the Tacoma. This is a very simple truck. If you're looking to get into a very cheap Tacoma and you don't care about options and features, the SR would be a great option to consider. If you want just a basic level of standard options and features, but you don't want to spend a ton of money on your truck, the SR5 would be your next choice. A great option to consider, especially if you're looking to get into a Tacoma that you're going to make some serious modifications to. Get in at that cheaper price, save that money for those modifications. Next up, they've got the TRD Sport model, which comes with a nicer level of standard options and features, and then it's got a few unique differences. It's got a set of 17-inch sport wheels, and then it's got a hood scoop on the hood. Next up, we've got the TRD Off-Road model, which is what I've got right here. It's very similar in price to that TRD Sport model, but in place of appearance, you're basically getting functionality. So with the TRD Off-Road, you're getting a multi-train select traction control system with crawl control. It's got a locking rear differential. Underneath, you get additional skid plates, and then it comes with a unique set of 16-inch wheels with a set of Kevlar reinforced tires. Next up, they've got the limited model, which is your luxury Tacoma. It's got a lot more chrome, a lot more luxury features. And then last, they've got the TRD Pro, which basically has everything. It's got all of the luxury of the limited model, and then it's got all of the capability of the TRD Off-Road. Now, with the exception of a very small minority of you out there, most people love the look that you get on the Tacoma with the hood scoop. And it's only available on that TRD Sport and TRD Pro model. Now, it's completely non-functional. It is superficial, gives the truck a really aggressive look, but it doesn't do anything other than enhance the look of the truck. It's not giving you any benefit in terms of horsepower, performance. To the contrary, it's probably actually impacting fuel economy, if anything, by affecting the aerodynamics. So kind of a silly feature. The hard thing, though, is that a lot of people do like it, and I'm definitely within that camp. I think that the TRD Sport has a really cool appearance to it. But when I was shopping for my Tacoma, I basically narrowed down to either a TRD Sport or a TRD Off-Road. And they're very similar in terms of overall price. With that Sport, you're getting a hood, versus the TRD Off-Road, you're getting the off-road functionality. And as much as I liked the hood, when it really came down to it, it just seemed like a waste to choose a hood over a locking rear differential, multi-terrain select, crawl control, skid plates. And so I made the decision to go with the TRD Off-Road. Now, Toyota does have a solution. If you want the hood scoop and you want the off-road functionality of the TRD Off-Road, that TRD Pro model does accomplish that. But again, comes at a serious price premium. The other thing that you'll see with my truck is that it's a long bed. Well, the TRD Pro doesn't come in a long bed configuration. So if you want a long bed Tacoma with a locking differential and a hood scoop, there's no option out there, unless the solution to that problem lies right here in this box. All right, let's check it out. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, and you guys know what? I would love to take this out right now and put it on my truck for you. But we all read the description to the video already, and we know that that's not gonna happen. And let me tell you why. There's actually 3 reasons. The first one is XPO Logistics, which shipped this to me. Second reason is R.R. Donnelly, which is the broker that handled the shipping, basically hired XPO to ship this to me. And then the third reason is a lovely Miss Colleen McLean, and she works at R.R. Donnelly. She is the claims rep for R.R. Donnelly. If you guys ever have a claim through R.R. Donnelly and you need to get your issue resolved, go ahead and send her an email at colleen.m.mclean@rrd.com, and she will not be any help to you at all. as was the case for me. So let me take you guys back just a few months, give you the full rundown on what happened here. October of 2019, I put in my order for this hood. And it took a while for the company that sent it to me to get it prepped. Basically, they had to order the hood, they had to paint it, they had to get the hood scoop, they had to install it, they had to package it, and they had to ship it, and then the freight company sent it, but that obviously takes some time to send it cross country. So flash forward a few months, December, cold winter's night, very snowy, cold outside, a couple days before Christmas actually. And the day before, XPO called me to set up the delivery time, basically gave me a 4-hour slot for when they would show up at my house, completely blew that 4-hour window out of the water, showed up several hours later. I actually got a call from the delivery driver probably like 6 or 7 o'clock at night saying, hey, I haven't made it there yet. I can't get to your house in the snow with my delivery truck, so I'm gonna go to my house, get my Ford Ranger, I'm gonna put this in the back of the truck, and then I'll come up to your house. He shows up at my house at 8 o'clock at night, and you'll see that I've got a pretty steep driveway here. He actually parked up in the street and drug it down the driveway, leaving a track in his wake in the snow. Gets to my house, and the box is just falling apart, it's open, and then he says, really curious to see what it is. It's been bouncing around in the back of my truck all day long. And to his credit, he did want to kind of inspect it and make sure that things looked okay. So we opened up the box, looked at it on the surface. It was heavily wrapped when I received it, basically wrapped in this brown paper. You can see some of the tape here. They had bubble wrap. It was very snug, very secure. And then you'll see we've also got these little protectors along the edges. So we open it up, take a cursory look at it, and it looks pretty good. Now again, it's 8 o'clock at night, it's snowing, it's cold, it's a couple days before Christmas. Last thing I want to do is get started on this project right away. And my garage is crowded. I've got 3 cars, I've got bikes, strollers, all kinds of stuff. And as you can see, it's a pretty large box. So we basically slide it into the garage, open it up, take a look. I move some things out of the way. And on the surface, it looks good. But the last thing I want to do is damage the product by taking it all apart, pulling off all the paper, pulling off the bubble wrap, taking off all of these protectors we've got on the edges. And so, yeah, it looks good on the surface, right? So anyway, Christmas is a couple days away. I enjoy Christmas with my family. A couple days afterward, call up my friend Matt, which many of you guys have seen on the channel before. He's got a 2017 SR5. He comes over to help me install the hood. So we actually completely removed the hood that I've got on the truck stock, got it off very carefully, and I basically left all the packaging and corner protectors on this hood until the very last minute because I wanted to make sure that we protected it until the very last minute. I know that having something like this in the garage, you could easily run into it, hit it with a car, drop something on it. So I wanted to leave it protected until the very last minute. So we, again, had the hood off, take this out of the box. Last step is to pull off the corner protectors before we put it on my truck. And as we're lifting it on, all of a sudden we realize small chip right here. And on this side, a dent. My heart is crushed. Now, I won't bore you with all the details of what happened next, but basically I contacted XPO Logistics immediately to let them know of the issue. They told me that it was out of their control, that the claim actually had to go through R.R. Donnelly since they set things up. So I contacted R.R. Donnelly. That's when I got in touch with Miss Colleen McLean. And her job is basically just to deny any claims for whatever reason or loophole she can find. She was terrible to work with, completely unprofessional, unhelpful. And what she said was because I didn't make the claim within 48 hours, it was null and void. So what she's basically saying is that I should have spent Christmas morning installing my new hood on my truck instead of spending it with my family. So terrible experience with that. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do now. Debated taking it into a body shop, seeing what they can do with it. What worries me about that is I don't really know how well they can repair it. And even if they do, trying to repaint it at this point, touching that up or repainting the whole hood, it could get very expensive, or there could be damage down the road where it starts to peel off prematurely. So a little bit worried about what I could really do now to preserve this hood and reuse it. One thing that I have considered is that the actual hood scoop is a separate part that's inside in the hood, so I could remove this, order a new hood, and save a little bit of money on that, but it would still be expensive either way. And the reality is that this whole experience has just kind of killed my enthusiasm for the whole project. So I'm not really sure at this point. I'd love to get your guys' comments or feedback in the section below. I'm sure there's some of you out there that know a lot more about body work and paint work that might be able to make some suggestions or recommendations on whether it's worth trying to do something to fix this and put it on the truck. It certainly would be pretty cool to have a TRD off-road long bed with a hood scoop. I think that would be a pretty one-of-a-kind thing, but we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think in the section below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. For more third generation Tacoma videos, also be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.